And then plant your feet under your knees and have your feet about your hip. And we'll start just by sitting up tall. Pull the buttock flesh back so that you're on the front of the sitting bones. You're on the very center of the sitting bones. And then turn your palms up like this. As you turn your palms up, roll the entire upper arm bone out. Pull the shoulders back. And then draw the shoulder blades into the back ribs. Now, as you draw the shoulder blades into the back ribs, the chest will lift, but then bring the floating ribs, the bottom ribs, down. Then inhale, reach the arms up, extend the arms up overhead, reach through the little fingers, go taller and taller with the arms. Take the shoulder blades up with you so that you can have the maximum length through the arms. And then bring your arms down. Interlock your fingers. Press the palms forward. Firm your elbows. And inhale. Urdhva Badangulyasana, upward bound fingers, pulling the elbows in. Now reach out through the arms and pull the shoulder blades in one more time. As you do that, remember to keep the floating ribs, the bottommost ribs, moving down and back so that you're not pushing your lumbar forward, which will cause low back pain. Then extend the arms out to the sides and then all the way down. Inhale, Urdhva, come forward again. Urdhva Badangulyasana, the other finger on top. So if you had your right finger, now your left finger is going to go on top. And then press the palms forward. Inhale, Urdhva Badangulyasana. Pull up, and as you reach up through the wrists, the elbows, the arms, take the entire rib cage with you. Pull the shoulder blades into the back ribs in order to open up the chest as you extend the arms up, while you lower the floating ribs down and back. Then extend out through the arms. Bring the hands down. Sitting at the edge of your chair, now hold the back of your chair as you extend forward. Lean forward. Lean way forward. Roll your shoulders back. And then come up. Maybe you can take your hands, just keep your hands where they are. If you have, maybe you can put your hands on the top of the chair. Inhale, lift the chest. And lean forward, rolling the into the back ribs. Press your feet evenly into the ground, knees pointing forward. Release the arms. Sit back on your chair. Sit back to about the middle of your chair seat. And once again, lean forward. So last week we called this kind of rope one on the chair. So it's a feeling like you'd be hanging from the ropes when you're holding the ropes and leaning forward to open up the chest. And then if you can take your hands to the top of the chair, do so. Otherwise, keep your hands where they are. Feel how this is pressing the shoulder blades into the back ribs. Lift the top chest, spread across the collarbones. The floating ribs, keep moving back and down toward the hips. And then come on up. So if you have a blanket, then put a blanket on your chair for Bharadvajasana. So first I'll twist to the left. So sitting with the left side, left shoulder toward the back of the chair, sitting sideways. If you could have 2 blankets, all right? So that the hips are slightly taller than the knees, slightly higher than the knees. And having a firm foundation of the feet into the floor, the buttocks down. Lean forward and pull the buttock flesh back again. Inhale, Urdhva Hasasana. So these are poses that we're starting with. These are poses you can do every single day. And then twist to the left. Take hold of the chair, back of the chair, and pull the belly button up and back. Roll the shoulders back, especially the left shoulder back. With your right hand, pull on the back of the chair a bit so that you can bring the right side of the chest closer to the back of the chair. Keep pulling the abdomen up and back, roll the shoulders back, chin up, and then release. Okay, now flip the blanket over and get ready to do the other side. So sitting with your right shoulder toward the back of the chair. Sit up tall, adjust the buttock flesh back so that you can be right on the center of the sitting bones. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, Urdhva upward Hasta hands. Exhale, with that height, twist to the right. So now, pulling on the chair with your left hand, pushing into the chair with your right hand. Press the right shoulder back. Pulling with your left hand, draw the left side of the chest toward the back of the chair. Lift your elbows outward so that the sides of the chest broaden. So widen the elbows, widen the elbows. And then abdomen back, floating ribs. Where are the floating ribs? Moving back and down, and sternum lifting up and turning to the right. Okay, release. Do the first side again. So sitting with your left shoulder toward the back of the chair. Adjust the buttock flesh, adjust the feet. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Chair Bharadvajasana to the left. So these you can do endlessly. You can do them over and over again. And we always need that spinal stimulation every single day. And the organs get a massage here. The nervous system gets toned. Vagus nerve gets toned. These chair twists are incredibly useful. On every inhale, extend taller. On every exhale, move more deeply into the pose. See that the abdomen stays back so that the twist is primarily in the middle and upper back. And then release. Not to overdo the turning of the head. Now flip your blanket and go to the other side. Do your adjustments. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, twisting to the right. Make sure you're stable in the legs, in the hips, as you extend upward to the crown of the head. And then turn. On every inhale, go taller. On every inhale, feel that plumb line from the crown of the head down to the tailbone. On every exhale, turn around that plumb line. So that plumb line stays vertical and everything spins around it. The whole rest of the trunk spins around it. And then release. Come back to center. Okay. So now let's do, come on up to our feet. Have the chair against the wall or furniture that's firm, all right, so that the chair is not going to slide out. And then take Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog with your hands on the chair. Okay, now you could have your hands on the seat of the chair, or you could have your hands higher. If you have your hands higher, it's a little bit easier on the hamstrings if you have tight hamstrings. All right, so the feet are further back than the hips. Not to have the feet underneath the hips, but the feet further back on the hips. Pulling up through the arms, extend back, bring the chest toward the floor. If that is painful, you could take your hands higher so that you don't have to strain the shoulders. Straighten your legs, walk your feet back a little bit. Take your feet wider. If it's difficult to straighten your legs, take your feet wider. And then firm the knees. Use the action of the legs pressing back to elongate the spine, elongate the trunk more and more. Now walk forward. Walk forward, have the hips over the heels. And then you can either stay like this in the Ardha Uttanasana, or you could come down to your elbows and rest your forehead. It kind of depends on your hips and hamstrings, all right? So you can stay up or you can come down. The main thing is to keep your hips over your heels, tighten your knees, roll your thighs in, turn your inner thighs back, widen the back thighs from inside out, and then elongate the trunk as you rest your head. Ardha Uttanasana. Now, coming up, place your hands underneath your shoulders like this, okay? Now, look and see that if your trunk is parallel with the floor. So for me, this chair is just about right. My trunk is parallel with the floor. But if you're tall, you might need to build up the height of the chair. Or if you're short, you might need to take your hands to the bars of the chair. Okay, so you look at yourself and see that the trunk is parallel with the floor. Now, join your legs. All right, firm the knees, extend your trunk forward. So this is Ardha Uttanasana. Now from here, Ardha Uttanasana, we're going to go into a pose called Virabhadrasana 3. So first, draw the chest forward and pull the abdomen up toward this spine, widen across the lumbar, widen across this part here. So not to let the abdomen drop to the floor, but pull the abdomen up so that the low back is parallel to the floor. Then take your left foot back like this, toes on the floor, toes on the floor, left toes on the floor. And then bring your attention to the left inner thigh as you lift your left inner thigh toward the ceiling. Reach back through your left heel. Stand tall on your right leg, pull your right outer thigh in. Virabhadrasana 3. And then come on down. Inhale, exhale. Now, right toes on the floor behind you. On the floor behind you. Left leg straight. Inhale. Lift the right leg up. See that your right toes are pointing to the floor. And see that your right heel is in line with your right hip. Lift your right inner thigh up to the ceiling. And then come on down. When you come down, you will see if you shifted. If you had shifted your weight to the right side or the left side. If you had shifted your weight to one foot or another. So stand tall on both legs. When you take your left toes back, keep your left toes on the floor. When you keep your left toes back, see that the right hip is still stacked over the right heel. Not to let the right hip bulge out, but pull the right hip in over the right heel. Be very firm on the right leg. Inhale, exhale, lift the left leg up, parallel with the floor, left toes pointing to the floor. And left inner thigh lifting to the ceiling. Extend the chest forward, extend the foot back. Belly button up, belly button up. Widen across the low back. And then come on down, this is Virabhadrasana 3. Inhale, exhale, take your right toes back, but before you take your right foot off the floor, assess and make sure that the left hip is over the left heel. Don't let the left hip move out to the side. Pull that left outer hip in so it stays over the left heel. And then inhale, lift the right inner thigh to the ceiling, extend through the right heel, reach your right toes to the floor. Gaze at the chair. Gaze at the chair. Gaze at the chair seat. Gaze at the chair seat so that the head is in line with the spine as you reach your right heel back, and feel a long line from the crown of the head to the right heel. And come on down, coming back into Ardha Uttanasana. One last time. Inhale, left leg up, right leg firm, right leg straight, right outer hip in, extend to the crown of the head, reach from the crown of the head to the left heel. Come on down. Inhale, exhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, take your right foot back. Reach back through your right heel, but keep the left outer thigh pulled in, the abdomen pulled in. Extend from the crown of the head to the right heel. Gaze at the seat of the chair. Don't lift your head. Gaze at the seat of the chair. Yes. And then come on down. Step back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Step back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Remember, you could take your hands higher or lower, depending on what your condition is today. Inner thighs back, legs straight. Adho Mukha Svanasana, good. Step back more, step back more. And push the chair away. Good. And then walk forward. Ardha Uttanasana. This time come down if you can. Otherwise, keep your arms straight. If your hips and hamstrings don't allow you to keep your legs straight, then keep your arms straight and don't bring your head down yet. Firm the knees. Bring the hips over the heels. Good. And then inhale, come on up. So, holding on to the top of the chair, I'm just going to change my camera angle slightly. Holding on to the top of the chair, I'm in like a plank position. All right? Then from here, I'll bend my arms just a little bit, pull the shoulder blades in, and then come back up. All right, so this is the beginning of Chaturanga Dandasana. So the trunk is in a straight line. So bring the, hold on to the top of the chair, arms straight, legs straight, be in an angle, take the feet hip width apart. Do it with me this time. Okay, see that you're in a straight line from the crown of the head to the heels. Now, bend your elbows, pulling the elbows in toward the sides of the waist, just slightly. Pull the shoulder blades in, and then straighten up. Rest if you need to. Inhale, exhale, pull the shoulder blades in. The trunk stays in a straight line, and then come back up. Pain? Are you having pain? Marlies? No? Okay. All right. And then, do you have a question? You could also do it at the wall like this.
Okay.
It's easier at the wall.
Yeah, because my chair's too low, I think.
Yeah. So use the wall. Okay. And then rest. Rest in Uttanasana on the chair. Okay, and then repeat. You can have your hands at the wall or you can have your hands on the chair. All right, and being in a plank position. Crown. And so really this is just Tadasana, slanted. Inhale, exhale, Chaturanga. Shoulder blades in, navel up and back, tailbone in, and then straighten the arms. Inhale, exhale, come a little further if you can, and then straighten your arms. And then actually you could take your hands onto the seat of the chair. So it's up to you. You can have your hands, the higher your hands are, the easier it is. The lower your hands are, the more of a challenge it is. So if you want to do the with your hands low, so here I am, once again in the plank position, crown the head to the heels in a straight line, and then I bend the elbows, pull the shoulder blades in, come up, or you could come up like this. Just step one foot in, and then step up, all right? So those are some variations. Let's try that a few times. You could have your hands on the seat of the chair, or your hands on the top of the chair. All right, Chaturanga Dandasana. So coming, bring your shoulders over your wrists. Reach back to the heels. Inhale, exhale, bending the arms, pull the shoulder blades in, keep the body in a straight line, and then come on up, any way you can get up. All right, 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Navel stays pulled in, legs are firm. Come up, and then last time. Legs are firm, reach back to the heels, inner thighs up, and then come up any way you can come up, and then Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog here. Recover in downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Thighs back. Good. And then come on up, step forward. This time, take the legs wide. All right? And come forward into Prasarita Padottanasana. Take the legs 4 to 5 feet apart. Toes are facing forward. Toes are facing forward. Thighs pressing back. And then extend the trunk forward. Inner thighs back. See that the hips are over the heels, in line with the heels. Knees firm, inner thighs rolling back, and long, straight trunk. Rest your head. So this is abs and arms week, week 3 in the Iyengar Yoga Detroit calendar. Now come on up, heel toe in, hands to the hips, come on up, stand up. So week 3 at Iyengar Yoga Detroit is abs and arms. Week 1, standing poses. Week 2, forward bends. Week 3, abs and arms. So come back to your chair. Sit on your chair. Week 3, abs and arms. Week 4, back bends. And week 5, restorative and pranayama. So here, we're going to do a little abdominal work. So I'm sitting in the chair, and then take the hands back. Take the hands back like this. Bending the elbows. Can you bring your left knee to your chest? Belly button stays back, okay? So I'm leaning back. Do you see the angle of my trunk? I'm leaning back, my arms are bent, and I bring the left leg up. And then bring it down, the right leg stays, it comes up. Keep your trunk back, keep your trunk back. So I'm leaning back, and then down, left leg up, and down. The chest stays open the whole time, the trunk steady, and then down, left leg up. Now can you straighten out the left leg? And then bend and bring it down. Right leg up, inhale, exhale, navel to the spine as you straighten out the right leg. Keep the chest open, belly button stays pulled in. Let me just tell you a little bit about abdominal work from a yoga perspective. It's never a crunch. So in a crunch, I'm pushing and contracting this way. In a yoga abdominal pose, it's pulling up and back this way. It's pulling the abdomen up and back. So it's different from pushing forward like this. Here I'm like kind of bearing down, but here I'm pulling up. That's what we're doing in yoga, is pulling the abdomen up and back. All right? So now, maybe you can take both legs up. Otherwise, do one leg at a time. Okay, try. So I'm not leaning into the back of the chair. I'm just holding myself up with my hands with the legs up. Okay, otherwise do one leg at a time. All right, and lift the chest, belly button pulls up and back, knees up, one at a time or both legs, and then extend the legs in front of you. You can do one leg at a time or two. Knees firm, abdomen up and back, and then release, and go on down. Okay, here's some interesting, some more abdominal work we can try. So I'm rocking, I'm sitting in like toward the back of the chair. My hands are in front, you see? And I lean forward. And let's just kind of rock back and forth like this, all right? And now I'm gonna lift my left leg. Rock forward, lift the right leg. Rock forward, lift the left leg. Rock forward, lift the right leg. Rock forward, lift both legs. You see? Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, maybe both legs. Exhale. Okay? Try that one more time. You can just do one leg at a time. You can just do the rocking. Or you could do the rocking and lifting. So lift the hips off the chair now as you lift one leg. Lift the hips off the chair, lift one leg. Lift the hips off the chair, lift the other leg. Lift the hips off the chair, lift both legs, maybe. And then watch one more time. It's a rounded shape here. So I'm not trying to stay upright. I'm not trying to stay upright. I'm rounding. You see? I'm rounding over. No, Marlies. Here, like this shape. Everybody make this shape. Yes, that's the shape, okay? This has to be round. Round. Don't try to stay upright. Belly button has to pull back. Last time. Inhale, exhale, left leg. Inhale, exhale, right leg. Inhale, exhale, left leg. Inhale, exhale, right leg. Round the back. And then maybe both legs. And then come on down. Okay. Yeah, kind of fun. All right. And then let's do this chair. Rope one kind of shape feeling. Leaning forward. And then to end, we'll do some Chatushpadasana and some low back Shavasana, all right? So here, holding on to the legs of the chair, I can lift up onto my shoulders. Do that once or twice, and then rest here. All right, with the legs. Now, if you can't get to the floor, you could lie on a bed, lie on a couch, but rest for a couple of minutes. All right. Inhale, exhale, Chatushpadasana. Lifting the hips, planting the feet down, getting a good grip of the chair with your hands, and then come down and rest. Make a slow, soft inhale, slow, soft exhale, then repeat. Pressing the feet, lift the hips. Get way up. Bring the chest to the chin. And then come down, exhaling. And now release your arms. Rest your legs on the chair. And be in Shavasana. Right, you can be here for several minutes. And I will close out the meeting, but you can stay as long as you want. And let the abdomen soften. It's important to really allow the abdomen to soften here because we've been contracting the abdominal muscles. So now just let the abdominal muscles spread, let the back body spread, back waist spread. Soften the throat, soften the jaw, soften the face completely. All right, so I'm leaving. Good to see you all today. Thanks for coming.